Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us to learn a little bit more about TagOne Engage, our QR code consumer engagement solution. I'm excited to have our CEO, founder, and visionary TJ Gupta join us. TJ, how are we doing, buddy?
Very good, man. Good afternoon.
All right, so first things first, what gave you the idea for TagOne Engage? How did this come about?
So it came from a belief system that when we are driving supply chain traceability, it has to be end to end. And we sometimes get lost in our romanticism that the complexity of the supply chain lies in the middle. Use these big, heavy solutions to solve the problem. But at the end of the day, the problem we are solving is addressing a consumer concern.
Hmm.
It's around making sure that we empower them, give them more data around the food or anything they're putting into their bodies, more data on that. So how do you do that? And you do that with a consumer solution which is unique, which is TagOne Engage.
Awesome. So we've got some current customers that are using Engage. Tell us why they're using it, and then after you explain why it was important to them, maybe if you could show us like how they're using it.
Absolutely. So when we started driving acceptance of Engage in the industry some time back, we were looking for some visionary CEOs who shared our perspective to how they want to share the product information with the end consumers. So we lined up. We got lucky. We lined up quite a few of these visionary CEOs who kind of worked with us. Their focus was to ensure that their consumers, their customers, their end consumers uh, feel more confident when they buy their product. And how can you
Mm-hmm.
do that? And you can only do that by being more transparent about how you run your business, be it how you source your products, where you source it from, what quality is it, when did you source it, from whom, etc., etc. Add things like your quality certificates, add things like the way your farmers basically start off the whole cycle many thousand miles away at the first mile. Add things like recipes, everything which makes the consumer or their customer more confident. So they kind of embrace this really well, and that's what most of them are doing. They are actually using TagOne Engage to share more and more detailed information about the product they're selling, be it traceability, be it quality reports, or other stuff.
Awesome. Well, let's see it. Let's see how this whole thing works. I'm excited.
So what you'll do is you'll take your cell phone, you'll go to the aisle in your local Wegmans or your local shop, right? And you look at the product and say, okay, where does this come from? Is it of decent quality or not? So what I'm going to show you is basically using our phone app, which I'm going to show in a second. I can actually scan the QR code, which has been uniquely generated by TagOne Engage,
Okay.
and scan this product. So think of this as a product which you're buying in the aisle of a big store. It's a
Okay.
supplement product. It's one of our customers, and I'm gonna open up my QR code reader, and I'm gonna pick up this bottle, which is any of these. It could be one of the 100 supplements you can pick up from the aisle. You go to a GNC store or any other big store. And so, how do you differentiate this product from the 99 others lying on the same shelf?
Sure.
So this one, you're gonna look at the QR code, and I'm gonna scan it right now, and it's gonna give me this page, which I'm gonna click on,
Cool.
and voila, see what it does. It takes you to this page, which gives you these different tiles, which each of them kind of have some more detailed information about the product.
Okay.
So
Great. And what I noticed too, TJ, is there wasn't an app or anything anybody needed to open. It can work with a normal QR code, which just opens up to a mobile friendly site. So I think that's important to note.
that's critical because again, uh, some of us believe that, oh, you can have a nice good looking app, but again, the practicality of people downloading 25,000 different apps on the phone, not happening.
Right.
2 years
Agreed.
back, we started with an app. We kind of changed track, and it's a very simple QR code. It takes you to the HTML website.
Very cool.
So this is basically a different menu around which can be customized based on what each customer wants. In this case, this customers of ours called ZenFuel,
Mm-hmm.
they've chosen to show these 6 or 8 tiles. Each of them represent a separate subset of information. The first tile is about traceability to source. If I click on it, it's going to show me a map which basically shows the different places the ingredients come from. I can
Very
click on,
cool.
then I can go to a table view, get into details of who are the farmers who were responsible for this specific lot of product which came in, some more details about the ingredients, because somebody like me, I'm clueless. When my wife tells me, oh, this has olive leaf extract 85%. It's really nice for this and that. I have no clue. So I need to, somebody like me, I need to click on the ingredient details and figure out, okay, this means olive leaf extract 85%
Right.
means this. And I, I love the pictures which come with it. All this is a part of what we've built into TagOne. Um, and then again, lots of stuff. I'm not going to get into each of them, but the quick one for those quality nerds, we have a place where you can actually go in and look at the certificate of analysis. This is the quality certificate of this specific lot of the
Right.
specific product, which I have just scanned. It's a product called Zen Zest. It's supposed to give you sustained energy through the day. And if you want to know more about the quality of the product, go in, have a look at the quality certificate. Similarly, you can add stories around, what you're about, what you do. We can, in this case, our customers given information about where this green coffee bean extract came from,
Mm.
and details around the fields, the farms, etc., all that good stuff which you need to know to feel more confident about buying the product.
That's really cool. I see a lot of pictures on there. Can you add video on there also?
So absolutely, videos, pictures, anything which you feel is going to make your consumer, buy your product more confidently. Absolutely, and I'll show that when we get into the system.
Very cool. So, I mean, clearly, this is something that I think consumers want to know, right? We want to know what we're putting in and on our bodies and putting into our children. Do you think this can have a big impact as business development folks are engaging retailers in differentiation?
And absolutely. So the thing now is, if you are a if you're a retailer, so they're asking a lot of questions. It's all about shelf space. Everybody's fighting for shelf space. So how do you differentiate? If you're a brand owner, everybody goes and says the same thing, that my product is the best. It does these five things: three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Retailers obviously are wary of what they put on their shelves. It's They only have so much of space.
Hmm.
So what we are seeing going around, and we've spoken to quite a few retailers and the big brand, some lot of brand owners. The one thing which obviously is making a difference and is around transparency.
Hmm.
So retailers love products which are obviously bringing more to the table, are sharing more information about their quality, standing behind what's going into the ingredients going into the final product, and not.
So, if somebody needs to change the information, does that mean they have to print out a whole new QR code, or like how does that work? If something information needs to be updated about the product or company or the lot number?
So the beauty of the system is it's all dynamic in the back. So the QR code is generated every time you basically update some information. So in case you have a lot of a product X, and you've printed that QR code, and but then you want to change something in there because you realize that, oh, there is this new video which came in. I want to add this because my marketing department kind of got late. So what's going to happen is when you add the video to to that specific product and a specific lot, the QR code basically will automatically get that. So which means that in yesterday, if you had scanned the QR code, it would show you the seven things. Today, if you scan the QR code, it's going to show you the eight things, including the video.
One of our clients mentioned that could be really important. From the safety side, one, we certainly have the certificate of analysis on there, which is good. So if you're ever being audited, it's already embedded on the product. But also in the event that there's a recall or there's not a recall, to be able to update that important safety information out dynamically and push that out when it's already on the shelf, I think can be really important. So this is great, TJ. So we've got a mobile solution. Is this something that can also be integrating to somebody's website if they're doing e-commerce or they want to help tell their story digitally?
Absolutely, and you can't do this one dimensionally, Joe. I mean, the phone is great, but then I was joking about the people wearing masks going to the store. How many people are actually going to the store now? So how are people buying now? They're buying through the e-commerce websites. So let's look at that. I mean, how does the same information show up if we, instead of scanning the QR code, we actually go to a company's website and try and buy a product? Let's see
Right.
that now.
That sounds good.
The product I just scanned was something called Zen Zest, the one which gives you energy through the day. So
Hmm.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the company, and I'm going to choose that product from the drop down. They sell six products, and I'm going to pick up Zen Zest, the one which I just scanned a few minutes back.
Great.
And what happens is you have a lot number which basically which popped up, because in this case we only have one lot number published. In case we had 10, all 10 would show in the drop down. You would choose the lot number because the lot number has already been printed at the bottom of the bottle. Once that happens, I click on the search button. And again, this is their website, right? So
Hmm.
it's basically using the e-commerce engine. I'm going to buy this now. So see what happens. So you see the same information which you got from the scan of the QR code here, exactly the same information.
Right.
And it's very simple to use, and it's extremely flexible. TagOne Engage.
That's fantastic. Is that hard to integrate? How long does something like that take to do, and how does that happen?
So it's honestly it's going to take a few hours to get us running. But then we do testing, so the overall thing takes a few days. So it's really very quick. It's not something like the old days where you take weeks and months to integrate something like this.
That's awesome. So this is great. I mean, love seeing the front end and how consumers and retailers are going to be able to view these products. Can you show us how a customer might upload some of this information?
All right. So this may come as a shock to a lot of people. It's actually extremely easy and extremely clean to do this. So what's happening is the front end, which I just showed you, the information which the consumers are seeing, the data behind that is entered through the simple UI, which I'm going to log into. It's TagOne Engage. You'll get a URL if you are the brand owner, if you're the company which is selling that product, you will get a system like this. Okay,
Hmm.
and uh, and all that you have to do is to fill up information at three levels. One is at the company level, which is just one time information you'll fill in because it's about your company. What do you do? When any other stories you want to share about your company. The second level information is about the sellable products or the sellable items which you sell. Again,
Hmm.
in this case, Zen Zest showed you Zen Zest would be one of the sellable items. And then at the third level, you will need to fill up information about the specific lot, because there are things about that specific lot which are unique to that lot. Things like traceability, things like the certificate of analysis, which is only specific for that lot. So let's just quickly show you how what that means.
Cool.
Company information, it's a very simple framework which you have, which we have built, where you can actually, and again, this is just an example. We just picked up some random data from the internet to show you.
Yep.
So we just go in and kind of use our framework, which is the TagOne framework, TagOne Engage framework, to share to put this data in. So you will put in things like images, text, pictures,
Hmm.
videos,
Hmm.
anything you want. All this framework will address anything and everything you need to do. Images, videos, maps, and then you can actually see how it's going to look like on different mediums. For example,
Right.
the desktop view. If I click on this, you will see how it looks on a tablet. You
Yep.
can how it looks on the phone, because again, everybody is using it differently.
Very cool.
Stuff like this, you can put in certificates. This is at the company level. If your company had certificates, you can add, because it's a very simple way to do it. We have a lot of preset certificates which we
Hmm.
just click add, done, and you just have to add your confirmation that you have that certificate, so that TagOne can make sure that companies are doing the right thing. So we
Yep.
just want you to just make sure that you add the certification information for us. Then you have sellable items. Sellable item, again, very simple to do. In this case, I take an example of mayo with avocado oil, something I just picked up as an example. I go in and fill up information very easily using the same framework. I create the product called mayo with avocado oil. I choose unit of measure, and then you have these tiles to choose from, which I'll come to next. Because the tiles which you just saw on the website and through the scan, those are tiles which can be customized. You can choose which tiles you want to show at the company level or at the specific product level. And you can actually even change the labels. You can change the names. You can call it something, anything else you want to
Mhm.
call them. And if you scroll down, you can add very easily your information about your social connect, your Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, anything you want. All that stuff is already built in here. And information about the product, information about the beyond the label. For example, in this case, this in this example, we've put in information about the product in this framework, information about how this product looks like, some videos
Right.
around how this works, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Very easy to do.
Yeah,
And
it
then
looks like it's really just drag and drop, and even sometimes just putting a URL in to make it pretty simple to do.
Oh, absolutely, Joe. And that's the whole point. I mean, we
Right.
don't want this to be like those big ERP systems we've spent a lot of our lives, working on.
Right.
So then at the lot level, I mean, for the same product, I'm creating different lots. You can add traceability information here. You can add your certificate analysis. And for example, I'll just quickly show you in a second. Just to quickly give everybody the confidence that it's so easy to do. For example,
Hmm.
traceability. I'm just picking up stuff from the existing master data which I've created in this system. Extremely
Got
easy.
it.
Takes you a few minutes to take care of, and it's all gonna pop out the way I showed you earlier on. It's gonna show as little, uh, points on the maps, and it's gonna show you beautifully as a card. So it's all built in job.
That's really cool. But if somebody wants to change the look and a feel to match their brand, is how does that happen?
Simple answer to that is we have given full flexibility on being able to customize the design of the tiles, the colors, etc., etc.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to go to settings as an example. On the left, I'm going to pick up, let's say, one of these themes, and these are the tiles which we give you. And these are different tile styles. So we have options where you can actually choose the tile styles. The one which we've chosen now, which we showed you, was style 5.
Hmm.
You can change the color scheme. I can just randomly pick colors. If you have your hex or your RGBs, you can put them here. You can put a gradient. You can put how the colors will mix. You can even change the colors of the icons. In this case, we've kept them really white. If I had to make them darker, I could have
Hmm.
done that.
Hmm.
I could show it like this, for
Oh, very
example.
cool.
Heading colors, and again, more importantly, this is where customers get excited. You can actually change all the labels. You can
Wow.
call it anything you want, so that you don't have to stick with what we have right now. So all of that is customizable. Absolutely.
So TJ, this has been really valuable. I appreciate you sharing more about TagOne Engage and giving the story about where it came from and how it looks to the consumer and retailer and how it works on the back end. For anybody that'd like to learn more about TagOne Engage, please reach out to us, of course, at www.tagone.com. And on there, you'll be able to learn a little bit more, and there'll be a contact us link you can click on there and call us or fill out the form. We'll be happy to get back to you and provide a demo and talk more. TJ, thank you for your time today.
Thanks, bud. Take care
All right,
then.
take care.